Hello, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. How are you? Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today is our 147th episode inside of our Abundant Entrepreneurs Facebook group. Some of you may be watching this live. Some of you are watching maybe later from our YouTube channel, Abundance channel, to watch a replay. So wherever you are, and welcome to our Momentum Monday. And you are also welcome to check our previous episodes, because every episode will bring you the best practice and also great inspirations from what we have already learned from masters, the most successful ones in the industry, and either from like previous and especially from live ones, and to bring you all this the most practical and most the best wisdom that can support us to fulfill and success inside of both of our life and our business. Today, our topic is about your private victory to your public victory. And by the way, did you see a little bit of difference from my video from a previous one? And by the way, good news is I just got my new Logitech video camera. This is like a webcam connected to my computer, and I just feel like this is the brand new one. I think this is so far the best technology. It's called Brio. How do they pronounce that? The one I just got from Amazon. The newest technology. I feel like the lens, as you can see, my background is like broader, and I feel like my image is smaller. And I will see. I need to find some good ideas to decorate maybe my background, because now I'm at the end of my living room, facing my big window. And you could not see me, but you could not see the window, but I could see the backyard. Now it's early springtime. I could see the purple flowers just popped out like a blossom from all these kind of leaves and ivies in my backyard and my neighbor's backyard. This is a beautiful view for me to look, and also big trees in the forest hills around me. So it's a lovely, it's a little bit windy, but lovely spring day. And hopefully the weather is turning warmer and warmer every day, right? So it's that like spring, the best season. And so today, our topic about the private victory to your public victory. And for our visionary entrepreneurs, every day we have been doing all this kind of a battling, right? Sometimes do you feel like as entrepreneurs you're doing like a battling, and you are managing the business and managing your life, and you're trying to find a balance, and also but every day from both inside and outside, there are so many battles. Where are you focusing on? Where are you focusing on fighting and to really win the first, right? And today I want to share with you the best inspirations and practice I just learned from masters. So as you can see from the post, I shared a picture from the quote actually from Dr. Stephen Covey. And I'm actually learning his book. It's quite famous, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey. And actually this version also has his son, Sean Covey, Mr. Sean Covey's, some of his comments. He's added some great insights and summaries for each chapter and at the end of it as well. So it's quite a great combination, but it's original from Dr. Stephen Covey, and this one has already published over 40 million copies. I have to be honest, this one you see, from doctors, it's quite a thick book, right? And it's over how many pages? Let me double check. It's over 400 some pages. Okay, 400 pages. I would honestly share with you, it's not like my last book from R.D. Rockefeller's 38 letters to his son. That one I truly enjoy. It's very like a very quick reading, but very insightful wisdom one. And this one from Dr. Stephen Covey, it's totally different style, right? And initially I feel like it's a little bit difficult because it's like a PhD textbook. It's quite comprehensive, but also I feel like it's a lot of words, and I do not like to read like long paragraphs or long articles, right? So I feel like initially it's a little bit difficult. It's more like a PhD study book. So I did not have that patience earlier, and I feel like, oh my God, it's much easier for me to go to, let's say, for example, if you're on social media now, right? It's so quick because our now generations attention span is quite short. I have to honestly admit that, like for example, just a few minutes of videos. By the way, I'm a visionary person, so video is the easiest way for me to consume information, knowledge, and inspirations. And reading book, especially like a thick book. And English is not my first language, and especially this language, his language is from his years is 1930 something, and from 1930, for example, from 1932, I remember I checked his year, 38 or 37, and to 2012, he actually lived around like 80 years. So it's like his language is major from last century, right? And it's quite like a lot of concepts, a lot of like he talked about this paradigms, principles, and eventually get to the habits. So initially you need a lot of like focus and attention refocus to really get into it. And at the beginning, I feel like it's not very easy. So for a while, I feel like I would rather to watch some movie and videos, right? But then, as I read slowly, really get into it, I felt like I'm connecting more with him, and there's quite some like golden nuggets. And there's like a reason now I understand why this book is popular. It's like famous, right? As being really educated millions of people. So and more I get into it is wow, I say this is genius, and he's super smart, and also his wisdom, his teaching is really like inspiring and practical. So now I feel like much easier for me to get into it. Similar experience I had with Think and Grow Rich. I remember when I was reading that, I read it 2 times. Still, I need to read more. I was wondering why people like this book, because it's so boring. There are so many great examples, but the words like he's using like from last century, right? Even like almost like 2 centuries ago. It's like it's not like our current terminologies, the language, and a lot of like the ways to talk. I feel like this is not my style. So here I would share with you like there could be some great masters. Their writing style, their language style, maybe not your matching style, but I would encourage you to open your mind and especially find your focus, to be more patient, to really see why this is like why people say this is helping them. And you really need to have to sit down to get that into like really into it and get that juice out. And especially this is a cultivating of our patience. I would honestly admit I'm not a very patient person. I love to read, right? I love reading, and I could spend hours of reading, but I personally enjoy more like stories and like also visual works. So like reading people's like more with concepts, with like inspirations, with especially like diagrams, it's not very easy for me at the beginning. But now more and more, once I get into it, I feel like wow, this is like a when I'm choosing his words, his like especially those examples, I feel like oh, this is so wise. I need to really open my mind to dig into it. And especially today, because I just read how many pages? 62 pages. And a lot of it is about the diagram. It's about perspectives. And here I would like to invite you actually to read this book with me. I hope I could read it faster. If English is I can learn my English better and to improve my English as well. So here, and I would focus on like the beginning part, the paradigm and perspectives, and especially the philosophy, the background, the foundation I've already learned, because I've already almost finished the part 1 about the inside out, about the overview of the 7 habits. And so he focused on a paradigm. The paradigm is more like he's also describing all these principles is like the natural laws, right? Different people use different words. Like later, if you like Bob Proctor, all those teachers in the law of attraction, if you learn that, you will know that they focusing on the like natural laws. In Dr. Stephen Covey's words, is more like principles, right? Principles also natural laws. And the paradigm, I think that's quite like a breakthrough point of view. He talked more about the perspectives, different people's, how we get our perspectives. It's actually not very objective. Like most of us, our perspectives are based on our paradigm. That's the concept he introduced. I feel like it's very very innovative. And actually it's like if you're using our modern language, we can use that as like a philosophy, a perspective of philosophy that can be like our context. We use that can decide our view, how we see this world and how the world is showing to us. And everybody could have our different perspective, right? And this is the first part is already helped us to open our view, open our mind, and to get out of our own comfort zone to really understand each other, right? To understand different, like we all have different perspectives. Does not mean like necessarily who is right or who is wrong, but we all come from different like background, our environment, our paradigm, our like perspectives, right? So different influence, different environments we learn. But here he want to focus on is the from all these different like paradigm, he wants to focus on those principles, things that is constant, that will not be changed by our like which years you are living or what kind of like background you grew up and what kind of books you read and what it's like really fun, those things that's truth that will stay with us. So that's what I truly enjoy. And from the first part I've already read this concept, actually this story and also this philosophy has been really stay with me deeply. It's this story he talked about golden the golden egg and the goose. Have you heard about that? Maybe some of you heard about this story. So here I want to briefly talk about it because this is really illustrating a great philosophy or paradigm in his word. So like there's a farmer, and by the way, through my reading, and he's encouraging us to teach. So through my sharing and teach, hopefully I can inspire you, but also I could get a better learning understanding of what I am reading. So that's why I'm inviting you to join me to read this book, because we will learn these 7 habits that most like highly effective people are using, and learn all these kind of principles, and we will grow together. Okay, is that deal? Okay, so I would if you have already read this book before, I would invite you to like join this journey together to review it, so that you maybe, because even though the greatest book, after you read it sometime, you put it down and close the book, you may forget it, right? Have you really practiced the principles that they teach? That's the most important thing, right? And especially, are you sharing it? Are you applying both in your own life and also helping other people? So that's the most important part, okay? So no matter if you read this book before or not, join our journey to refresh or renew your view. Okay, and that's actually the last chapter is about a renew. Okay, you always want to renew whatever you learned. Always get that into a new level of understanding and wisdom. So, and so this story about the golden egg and the goose. So there's a farmer. This is like a fable story, right? It's not really like it's like a fiction, but it's illustrating a great truth and also principle. So this farmer got one day got a golden egg from his goose. He's quite surprised and was wondering, where did I get this, right? But anyway, who isn't happy? Who isn't happy to get a golden egg? So he saved that, and the next day he received another one, a golden egg from the goose. Okay, so now since then, every day he's receiving one. No more than one. Okay, no less than one. So that's a happy surprise every day. And he's getting richer and richer, right? He's a golden egg till that age. So, but one day he get impatient, because the more wealth he got, the more greed he got as well. So he could not wait for the golden egg anymore. He said, oh, why? This goose is giving me just one every day. Couldn't he give me more, right? Why should I wait? So one day he decided to kill the goose, to open the goose body to try to find all the golden eggs. But to his disappointment, the goose is dead, but he did not find any golden egg from the goose. And since then, he stopped. He's just like he ended and killed his own source of his wealth. So that story is telling us what? It's telling that he introduced, like Dr. Stephen Covey introduced this concept, is like production and production capability balance. He used the abbreviation is like a P and PC balance. So production and production capability balance. The goods is the production capability, right? That's the source, the capability. And the golden eggs are the production. So you want to get a production, you need to first protect the source, right? The production capability. Without the goods, how could you get the golden egg? So he used many examples to illustrate in personal life, in like relationships, in corporate world, in like organizations, right? How you should use this philosophy or principle or diagram to balance, to have a balance. For example, I use that in our own life, for entrepreneurs. Every day you've been working, sometimes you overwork, right? And sometimes because of work, because of business, you ignore your family, you ignore your marriage, you ignore your kids. And that's like the family relationships, right? It's more like the production, and also, by the way, your health, your personal health, your well-being. It's like the production capability. If you ruin that, you're not getting the golden egg. For example, if you ruin your health, you're not getting any more like a productivity and wealth that you are pursuing, right? Without health, what else can you do? And if you like sacrifice your relationships, and that's the relationship is actually the source of your life's happiness, right? Good relationships, marriage and family, that's really the biggest source of our happiness and our fulfillment of our life and a legacy as well. And without that great time, energy, and really that care and love to cultivate the relationships, you ruin the production capability, right? And then the golden egg is your happiness, your good relationship, and you do not get that as well, right? If you ruin the source. So and in the corporate world as well, if let's say in the corporate world, the production, like they use some simple example is like people maintain like a physical machine. If they do not maintain the machine, just keep using it and keep like exhausting it, even though they get a good production for short term, right? But in long run, the machine is well done, and it's like get rusty, and is like broken eventually, and you cannot get any more production and like a golden eggs anymore, right? So that's a simple example. And also to human beings, like human talents for corporations, any business, even small business, right? If you have your staff, if you have a partner, those people are that's your like a production capability. If you do not cherish them, you do not cultivate them, and eventually you will not get your production, right? You get the results. And similarly, your customers, and many companies, they focus so much about their customers, right? The customers is part of your production capability as well, right? If you build up great relationships with the customers, and nowadays people are talking about customer experience, right? And design your business process, business model, and product services based on that. And that's like a great movement to cultivate to really have your production capability well, so that he can get good results, good profit, and good customers, like loyalty, long-term values from your customers as well, right? But if you do not pay enough attention, there's so many examples here, right? In the corporate world, or in the private, in our entrepreneurship world as well. So many people are pursuing short-term profits, like high tickets, high profit, but they are not really paying enough attention and care to provide the values, true values to your customers, and eventually you will ruin your customers' loyalty, and they will not following you, and you will eventually end your supply of your golden eggs as well, right? So many examples. So I feel like that's truly this story and the principle. It's truly marvelous. It's just like he said in our quote I shared. It's just like you cannot expect you will harvest the crop before you plant it, right? Without like just a farmer, if you do not plant, you do not sow, you do not care about your crops, how could you expect in autumn you can harvest? And similarly to the if you do not take care of your goose, the goose, how could you get your golden nugget, golden eggs, right? So that's like a similar concept. And for us, for our entrepreneurs, and every day we have so many battles, right? So many like things you need to fight for. And especially I know that so many of us have many of our entrepreneurs said that our top number one challenge is I'm not getting enough like a paid customers. Where should I find my customers, right? Where is my next paying customers? That's like a business, how we could make our business be successful. And so many of us want to become like leaders, become experts to make impact in our communities, right? How can you make an impact if you do not first win the inside battle? So Dr. Covey emphasized that he called like a self-mastery and also like inside out method. It's really his method, and that's why so many people found it so helpful, so inspiring. It's like he put these paradigms and principles to really put into two categories. It's first like a private victory. You need to first win your private victory before you can win your public victory. So that's why he has like a 7 habits. He put the first 3 habits into the private victory. It's like focusing on the self-mastery, focus on your personal growth, personal mastery, before you can really make that impact and victory in the public and make success in your business, right? And so many of our entrepreneurs, when you are struggling with, oh, where can I find my customers? Like sounds like it's like a marketing issue or sales issue, or I'm not good at marketing, I'm not good at sales, or I'm not good at technology, and this and that, right? They all think, many of our, do you admit that many of our, including myself, sometimes, I was focusing on, where I'm lacking from our marketing, from my sales. But majority of us ignored that. To gain that kind of impact and success and victory in the public, we first need to master ourselves. For example, how many of you, when you need to really step up to share values, how many of you are hesitating? How many of you have that procrastination? How many of you have all these kind of battles, right, inside of ourselves, and negative talk, self-talks, and you were talking about, I'm not good enough. Who am I? Could I like go there to really influence people? Or there are so many masters, like for example, Tony Robbins, Dean Grossase, they're already so good and they are still alive and they are like attracting so many customers. How could I attract? How could I compete with them? Right? If you keep have all this kind of talk, and also like, I'm not good at technology, like AI is replacing us, and then those people, they are using all this kind of marketing and content, how could I compete with that, right? So the more that such kind of negative talks you with yourself, that kind of battles, you are losing that inside battle first, right? And how could you make that outside and public victory, right, before you win your inner battle? So that's why I'm 100 totally agree with Dr. Covey, how we could start with our private victory. Okay, focus on this battle inside of us to have your self mastery. Master yourself, really have this kind of production capability of yourself, and before you can really see the production from outside. So that's like take yourself as your own goose for your golden egg. You need to first invest in yourself. Take good care of your goose, take care of yourself, and also like really maintain that balance. Maintain between, anytime you have this, you need to have this choice between my production and my production capability. Which one should I choose? You need to always be smart enough to choose your production capability, that source of your golden egg. Otherwise, you cannot get any egg, right? So, for example, between your health and your business, which one you should choose? Always choose your health. And between your relationship with your family, with your your parents, your spouse, your kids, and your business, there are so many ones who automatically will choose their business, right? And it sounds like sometimes a no-brainer. I have to make money to support my family. That's a good excuse, right? I have to meet my clients so that we have income, the family can survive, right? So when you use this kind of mindset, you are actually, in long run, losing your goods, losing your production capability, and losing your relationships, your all this kind of great source and health, right? Great source for your wellness, for your happiness, for your fulfillment. And so that's a very fundamental principle We need really pay attention and have the wisdom to have the wise choice. So private victory is putting like first three habits is like be proactive, and the second one is begin with the end in mind. That's about the principle. Okay, first the proactive is about the personal vision. The second one begin with the end in mind, about the personal leadership, and the third habit is put first things first. That's talking about the focus, right? That's the principles of personal management. So those top three, those first three habits is about private victory. And I would invite you to study with me. And in the following days, I will learn more about it. I believe that I will share more throughout Momentum Monday and other videos as well. And in the next part 3, he talked about the public victory, right? After your private victory, go to a public victory. That's more about the paradigms of interdependence. So Dr. Covey differentiated that like a dependence, independence, and interdependence. So many people have, especially entrepreneurs, right, been pursuing independence, right? We want to get freedom. We're going to get money. We're going to get like independence and financial freedom. But to the higher level, you want eventually get to interdependence, and how that's like a relationship with other people, how we cooperate, right? So habit 4 is about think win-win. That's the principles of interpersonal leadership. And habit 5 is seek first to understand and to be understood. Principles of empathic communication. And number 6 habit is synergize. That's principles of creative cooperation. So you can see this is a great, let's say, both logical and also wisdom to start from your private victory, from your self-mastery, and have that kind of a personal growth from your vision, leadership, and management, and eventually to the interdependence, so that you could have better teamwork, better partnership, right? Better cooperation, better community, and then eventually make that impact. And that's help you eventually get to that kind of influence, impact, and also attract more of your clients. And finally, he put habit number 7 in the part 4 is a renewal part. It's a sharpened saw. That's the principles of balanced self-renewal. So totally not very complicated, right? Totally only 7 habits. And it's majority of them are focusing on your mind, leadership, and from personal and to interpersonal mastery. And so this is like and also last end is like inside out again. He's been focusing on inside out. And when we are, sometimes we get stuck, or sometimes we get lost in our everyday business, especially when we are in the operations of our business, right? And our entrepreneurs, and even you as the CEO of your business, you could lose yourself so frequently in all this kind of operations details and like implementation, the steps, right? And then we forgot, where should we focus? We should get inside again. Always whenever you find the battles outside, you find the difficulties. This is a great guidance that we should get inside to find our answers first before we go public to claim our victory, or before us could harvest our crops. We need to first sow, plant, right? Really take care of our crop and to witness its growth. So this is a highly great book. I know it's a little bit longer than I expected, but the wisdom is really inside the details, so don't skip. I normally do not skip. Initially, I said, maybe I can skip some part. I want to read it quicker because there are so many great books. I just bought some like other great books like Eat That Frog and The Magic of Thinking Big. And another one is Pushing to the Front, all the great books and waiting for me. So I'm quite super excited. I want to read all of them. But for this one, I know that this is a great book and so many people recommended it, and over 40 million of copies sold. And the best work I could do for it is like do not skip any part and get the full ounces of his wisdom and practice, and especially because Dr. Covey has already passed away in 2012. But this wisdom still keeps inspiring so many people. And I definitely want to get the best part of it. And the most important, not just teaching. It's more about practicing, right? And how we can get this embed into ourselves. Every book you read, every wisdom and every investment you invest in yourself, the most important part is not just you can teach, but also you really implement into your life's habits, your life's practice, so that it become part of you and it will never be taken away. Even though I put down this book, right, and it's already in me. That's the most important thing. So that's today's invitation. So always remember that balance, okay? The golden egg and goose, and also the production and the production capability, the balance. That's a fundamental choice, and that's a foundation. He said is a basis for his teaching. All his teaching, all the habits, you need to have that balance in your mind. So similarly to our life and business balance, right? Always, whenever you need to choose, always choose to remember that goose. You need to protect your goose for you to really get that golden egg. Okay, so that's for today. While we are mastering ourselves, learning and growing, and also investing in ourselves, right, to have a personal growth and at the same time to develop a business, we want to make that public. We do not want to wait as well. You want to cultivate your public influence as well, right? For me, I've been teaching this for quite some years. This year is my 2024 is my 15 years of my coaching. Yeah, celebration for that. And the fundamental belief I have is like you are the unique being with your unique core, your purpose, and the gifts and talents that God has already equipped you to fulfill in your life, so that you could contribute to the values. You do what you love to do, and at the same time to help many other people's lives. That's fundamentally our divine job, and you are here to make that impact, to build your community, to really like a shepherd, right? To call your sheep and to build your community and build your tribe so that you could provide your values. That's blessed already, okay? It's blessed. You just need this to fulfill it. You just need to manifest it. So at the same time, we want like build our inner self mastery to claim our private, the witness battle of our like inside, right, to have our private victory and to our public victory. But at the same time, we do not want to wait for years for us to grow, right? Because the growing journey is ongoing. It's a lifelong learning, growing journey. So at the same time, we need to do things for our business, for our values, for our contributions. So that's why I'm inviting you for this Thursday. We will have our master class again to how to launch your profitable and impactful coaching business so that you could transform many other people's lives. At the same time, stand out as a confident expert and thought leader in your ideal field. Okay, so we are helping you not just to like claim your private victory, and so that you could stand out as a confident expert and thought leader, so that you can impact, build, and also impact your community, and so you can attract continuous paying clients. And so this is like it's a great circle. As you can see that where is the starting point, right? Starting point is not just like doing better marketing, doing better sales, but the starting point is really like inside to outside. So we have this whole circle. It's a great journey. Also a great blueprint and roadmap to help you. So we will share more about the details, the 7 steps. I call that abundance movement launch model, and we will share with you in our Thursday masterclass. So make sure I will share, by the way, share the link under the video. Make sure that you are registered to it to attend our live video, okay, live event. And by the way, we also have accelerated way. If you can't wait for the live date, you want to like emerge into it immediately, you want to also experience a VIP Q&A experience, so we have that access. Once you register, you get access to get your accelerating package, masterclass package. Okay, so we will look forward to see you inside of our masterclass, and make sure that you will first join our journey together. Okay, make your private victory to your public victory. Okay, we will see you inside soon. Okay, everyone, have a great Momentum Monday to the whole week. We'll see you soon. Bye.